Alright, so today we're doing the review of Modern Warfare 2019. It's technically the first, and it's called just Modern Warfare because first one's Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Anyway, yeah, so I've been meaning to do this for a while. It, just wanted to, just things didn't work out. Anyway. So, I didn't play the Spec Ops modes. I would have, but this review's already been late. I did hear some decent things about it. It seems like in general, I'd say it seems like the developers really want to bring, help to keep this franchise going, but the publisher, Activision, just wants to milk it for all it's worth. But it looks like we got at least one last good call out of this franchise. Story pulls no punches. It's really gritty. It doesn't. There's this moment in the World War II campaign, the one that's actually called World War II. Where you have to sneak out this kid that you're trying that you have to sneak out this kid that you're trying to save from the Nazis, and if you get caught, you don't get shot, you just surrenders. So there's pulling poaching zones for that for the series, but no, this one it's easy to accidentally shoot civilians. It's it doesn't really hold back from the tougher parts of war, yeah, it's really gritty and yeah, you're not just always gonna don't always just save everyone easily, It also has some feels like a more distinct characters this time. This Alex who's always wants to do the right thing, it's no matter the situation. It's Farah, who's sort of caught in the middle of all these conflicts, and there's Garrick, who's sort of just beginning all this, these situations, and still trying to hold on to more idealistic nature. It's Captain Price has been for all this conflict, and he's wanting, and he knows what he has to do. Yeah. The conflict between him and Garrick is pretty good. There's a good variety of missions. One where you have to sneak through this urban area and act more casual and stealth the enemies. There's one where you have to hold the have to protect this embassy, and you have to fight off a lot of people. And there's the Going Dark mission was just really cool, good night vision part, having to lose, stay in the dark, and there's darkness mechanics. There are other night vision missions, but Going Dark really has a full it's the full mission of sneaking around this big place. There aren't as many big set pieces, but I still think it works out, even though it's very Call of Duty. Its nature, it still works fine. Some people have been saying it's too short, but I think it's fine. It's much better than too long. I felt WW2s went on too long. The multiplayer is good. It controls well. It feels like the older ones, before it's been either too rigid or too smooth almost, but it's been this one works well. It does have a quick time to kill, but It sort of works once you realize that, once you sort of get their head back on that. Has good variety of guns, they all seem worthwhile. This doesn't just favor SMGs like they used to. Good map design in general, but in the more recent ones, has good variety of modes. It has like your regular classic modes. It has like this 2v2 mode, but that usually I don't like smaller game types, but there's enough different stuff like the changing loadouts to make this one better. There's also like these big battlefield style modes where like vehicles and stuff. The vehicles are fun, and they also got like these big 10-story buildings, although it's usually like 2 stories and stairs to the roof. There is a bit of a sniping problem, but it's not that big a deal on the big maps. There's also no destruction like Battlefield on the big maps. It's sort of a combination between the middle ground of Battlefield and Call of Duty. It's all good and fun. I'm gonna give this game a 8.72. Also, one thing I want to say is that on my other channel, Poncho Johnson, my personal channel, I did do a Call of Duty franchise sort of talk that came out right before this COD, so features all of them, but that I sort of go over and sort of rank all the Call of Duties that were out so far. It's not as professional or good over there, but I'd say it's still worth a watch. One more thing I couldn't quite fit in this review is there's like a funny moment where like you have to like cut the wires of a bomb at a certain time, and like she's counting down to like when the supposed to cut the wires, but it's literally having that problem with like 3, 2, 1 go, and it's not 3, 2, 1. I was cutting on 1. She was like saying she was adding go. That was kind of funny. Anyway, that's it.